Hey everyone, it's Sunday and time for a new episode of Record Collecting with a Quill. Today we're going to honor John Henry Bonham, who died this day 42 years ago, September 25th, 1980, at the age of 42. A fantastic drummer. His presence is still huge in rock music. So I've decided to pick some of my favorite drum tracks recorded by him in Led Zeppelin. But before we start, you know the drill. Make sure you subscribe, hit that little notice bell, and share with your friends. Well, what could be said about John Bonham that hasn't already been said? He's still 42 years after his death. He's still sort of the one all drummers is trying to reach for his level of excellence, and he set the bar, I guess, for rock drumming. Which is interesting because he didn't come from a rock background. He came more from the rhythm and blues of Little Richard and soul music, but he sort of was so innovative in his style of playing. So his mark on today's music is undeniable. Well, starting out, as I said, I picked I think, what was it, 8 of my favorite tracks, and it's a little bit. I tried to sort of mix it up a bit. Some of his songs are famous for the groove, and some are famous for more technical drumming. So I tried to pick a little bit of both. Starting out with the first track I've chosen is this one from the Code album, released after his death. It's various outtakes, and I went for the second track called Poor Tom, which is just basically a really cool and unique groove from his side. It's just an acoustic song with Robert and Jimmy, and him playing just a groove through the whole song. But it's such a great groove. It's sort of what makes the whole song. Really, it's have this driving force in just keeping the song moving forward the whole time. Which is, as I said, a unique way of approaching it. I don't think any other drummer would approach such a song in that way, which made him unique. First pick, Poor Tom, number 8. Number 7, one often mentioned and maybe more in the sound. I picked the last track of this album, often referred to as Led Zeppelin 4, but it's untitled. This is really cool Japanese pressing. The last track, When the Levy Breaks, recorded at the hall in Hell Grange. This is a really simple song, really. It's just a really cool drum sound, and really which, as I said, is the cool thing about him. He really played what the song needed, and the drum sound on When the Levy Breaks is one that everyone is trying to match as well. So my number 7, When the Levy Breaks. I will get back to that album later. Number 6, from the Presence album, there's a couple of really strong tracks on this one. For number 6, I've chosen Nobody's Fault But Mine, which is driving, yet some really cool odd time signature stuff as well, and some really cool fills from him as well. Quite a difficult song. I think we tried to play that with QUILL sometime, but it was a bit of a nightmare, I guess. But number 6, Nobody's Fault. For number 5, this one is often mentioned as a lot of people have it as number 1. I don't. From Physical Graffiti, you have it's sort of in the same style as When the Levy Breaks, the track Kashmir, which once again have him laying down just a really cool groove, and at the end he makes some incredible fills as well. But he once again just plays. His drumming is what makes this song so great. Just boof, 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 just what you need. So, number 5, Kashmir. Number 4, first track from the first album, Good Times, Bad Times. I remember the first time I heard this, and I was just, wow. And he's what is he? It's like 20 years when he recorded that. And it's really incredible when you think about it. That just the cowbell thing, the whole the way the drums sort of kick off the song, and then you have his triplets, the bass drum triplets, which is more or less his signature thing, which is so great, and I love that track. It was really cool when they did the reunion show with Jason, his son, on drums. They started out the show with that one. Really cool. So we have number 4, Good Times. Number 3, we're going back to the Untitled album. For number 3, I've decided to go with Rock and Roll. It's one that whenever I hear that intro, it was borrowed from a Little Richard track. It just makes everything swing. It's such a great, once again, this driving force, and some great drumming. And then at the end you have this really cool drum sort of ending to it as well, which is so cool. Totally Bonham. We're getting near the end for my number 2. Not often mentioned really, but from the Led Zeppelin number 3, I've chosen Out on the Tiles, which is once again some great drumming in the verses, groovy, it's sort of intricate parts, and then in the end you have some really cool stuff when they're panning the toms as well, which I've always loved. And that end riff is really cool as well. We actually paid a tribute to them and added a couple of bars on it when we recorded Ghost Horse, that track. It's our small tribute to Led Zeppelin. You can listen to it. We play that end riff for a couple of bars as a tribute. So my number 2, Out on the Tiles. And now we're wondering, what track do we have as number 1? Well, we're going back to the Presence album, and we're going with the first track on Presence called Achilles' Last Stand, which is just mind-boggling. The drum track on that one, he's playing so, must have been like, as I said, like a freight train playing with him. Just get on the train and go with it. And there's some fantastic fill as well, and some, I don't know what to say about it really, other than that it's probably one of the greatest drum tracks recorded ever. And as I said, a true testament to his style. It's everything that makes him unique, the groove, the drive, and the sort of technical aspect of it as well. So my number 1, John Henry Bonham, Achilles' Last Stand from Presence. But this was no easy task. There's so many other great tracks to mention. You have, well, Fool in the Rain, him playing more of a groovy style. I didn't pick anything from the second album, for instance. So I would really love to hear what are your favorite Bonham tracks. Let me know in the comment section. There's so much cool stuff. So I would love to hear your opinion. Now, that's it for today. Make sure you follow the Quill on social media. It's the Quill Sweden. The Quill Sweden. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye for now. Cheers.